What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into the dawn of DC with Superman issue number 3. With Superman's loved ones being transformed into ravenous parasites, and Superman must find Parasite-Zero before its influence spreads to the whole world. But in the last issue, we saw that Superman had been taken over by Parasite, completely infecting his body, while the Super family is doing their best to block off Parasite from spreading outside of Metropolis. It looks like Superman is going to have only one option. He must turn to Lex Luthor for help. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we have Superman arriving in Lex Luthor's cell, his body infected by Parasite. He grabs hold of Lex Luthor and he tells him that you must come with me. Now Superman is still technically in control, his body being drained of power. He finds himself in a much weaker state, but he retains his cognitive abilities, with Luthor guessing at this point that Parasite has turned itself into microscopic versions and invaded his body, changing him into Parasite. More than that, Parasite has gone airborne. But he also tells Lex that he's not here for him necessarily. He has come for Livewire, breaking open her cell. At first, she's terrified because it looks like Superman is about to eat her. But they grab her and they take her to the Supercore building. She is starting to realize that Superman doesn't plan to eat her, but what they do need is power. They are about to use her as bait. They need a massive source of energy to draw the real Parasite out. If they don't do this, the entire world is going to be taken over. We see Superman flip the switch, and the giant S on LexCorp, or Supercore now, it begins to burn bright. Livewire giving it all the power that she has. We see the parasites begin to come out. This isn't just the parasites on the streets, but the microscopic ones as well. Even they recognize the superior source of nourishment. With all of them jumping out of Superman's body, he is able to take the suit that he has on, and he puts the little hood on. This puts it into full contamination mode. No more parasites will be able to get inside, which means Superman is back to full power. That's when they see from in the crowd Parasite-Zero. Superman flying down to him. He lets him know that we can work through this, that together we can get you back to your regular self, that you are in so many pieces right now, you can die. But with the bloodlust for power in his veins, he goes for Superman. Superman quickly puts him down into the ground. Now he is telling him that he let him have some of his power just now on purpose. Just enough so that he can get some strength back. But all the energy that Parasite is looking for, he just needs to absorb it. He needs to absorb all of the other parasites. Parasite, not thinking about this before, he begins to go in on all his other little selves. All the other little pieces of him. He begins to devour them, absorb them into himself, until he is almost a freaking abomination, never being so full in his life. It looks like he's about to explode, but that is when Lex Luthor shoots him up with a neuralizer. This removes the radiation poisoning that caused his powers to change. The day has been saved, all thanks to the Supercore. With everybody no longer infected by Parasite, many of them lacking memory of what happened, we see everybody wondering where he was. But we pick up a little bit later with Lois and Clark having a conversation, them trying to figure out if Lex Luthor was behind all of this, and what his overall goal is. Did Lex Luthor set all of this in play? That way Clark would say yes. Was this reverse psychology? Lois literally racking her brain trying to figure out what Lex is playing at. But Lois is about to go investigate the spirit of Metropolis. We saw in the last issue Marilyn Moon Knight. She's gonna go investigate and figure out exactly what this is. And so Superman heads off to have a conversation with Lex. Star Labs had checked out Parasite. The radiation was gone like he had said. More than that, Lex had every opportunity to escape and he chose not to. This is when Lex says that you haven't been listening, that he wants his help, that he knows who changed Parasite. They are terrible people from his past, and if he wants to stop them from turning their city into a deadly experiment, they are gonna have to work together. But it's more than that. He believes they can save Metropolis. They can save the world together. And Superman says that he's decided he is not giving up on Lex, leaving behind a watch, one that will call him anytime Lex needs him. He heads to the Supercorps building, and he says that it is time to get to work. This is what takes us elsewhere, with Dr. Pharma and all the others. After they experimented on Parasite, Superman went to Lex. This will eventually lead the Boy Scout directly to them, exactly as they had hoped. They say that revenge belongs to all who have been wronged by Lex Luthor. They believe that it is entertaining how much he really wants Superman to listen to him, but doesn't understand that others might also listen in. Them joking about how angry Superman is going to be when he learns that Lex is lying about them. In the meantime, they are moving on to their next experiment. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I feel like Superman has done this so many times. Why are you not giving up on Lex Luthor? Like, I know you're Superman, you're the epitome, you're the embodiment of hope, but at the end of the day, like, Lex has screwed you over for years and years and years and years, and it has never been for the benefit of anybody but himself. Why do you think in this situation where his past villains are coming up to attack him, do you think Lex is not doing something for his own benefit? I think it really is just a silly premise that after all these years, Clark is like, okay, well, I'm gonna try trusting you again. When has this ever worked for him? Now, don't get me wrong. He can work with Supercorps, he can help out Lex Luthor here and there. I have no issues with that idea. But the idea of giving him a watch, telling him that he's not gonna give up hope on him, this is just setting you up for another disaster. But I guess in this case, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. But by the dialogue of the enemies of Lex Luthor, it seems like Lex definitely has something up his sleeve. Still very shrouded in mystery. Everything still unknown, not knowing their overall goal. We just know that they are doing tons of experiments, but we don't know what the end game is. It appears that they are trying to lure in Superman. For what purpose, we don't know. But we can only assume that they want to make him a weapon to point directly at Lex Luthor. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with this series, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with the dawn of DC Superman. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.